There was a court hearing today in Vancouver, British Columbia for Huawei executive Meng Wanzhou. Now, this hearing is to determine whether or not Meng will be extradited to the United States. Now, at this court hearing, just outside the courthouse, there were many protesters. And who were these protesters? Well, they looked like locals. They were all rather young, and they all had very similar signs. Signs that use messaging straight out of Huawei's video statement. Now, listen to the questions that Bob Mackin is asking these protesters. Isn't it a little bit strange that they don't have answers to even the most basic questions?
What group are you with, and why do you want Ms. Meng freed?
We just want equal justice.
Equal justice? How's equal justice? Are you aware of the extradition treaty?
I'm not aware.
You're not aware of the extradition treaty or the facts of the case?
No, I'm not.
You're not, but...
About protesting equal rights for my man, Mr. Meng.
So what group are you with?
Pardon?
What's the name of your group?
This is my group, not yours.
Yeah, you don't have to answer anything.
You don't answer any questions? Who sent you here?
We're here.
Do you hear that? Miss Meng, Miss Meng. Well, where have I seen that before?
Which will prove Ms. Meng's innocence. Huawei stands with Ms. Meng in her pursuit of justice and freedom.
All of these posters, for some reason, are using the exact same messaging as the company. And it got me thinking, could these protesters be paid actors? Well, this is Huawei that we are talking about, effectively indistinguishable from a state corporation. And we know China and their love of propaganda. Well, it just so happens that Rebel News has indeed identified one of these protesters, and we're working on more. Julia Hackstaff is the first one. She is a professional actor, wouldn't you know, in Vancouver, British Columbia. She has been featured in multiple films, according to her IMDb. Here's a few excerpts from her portfolio video.
I see you got your PhD at 18, astrophysics.
Dark matter distribution in disk galaxies.
That's the stuff that makes up the universe, except we can't see it.
No, but it can be inferred by gravitational effects on visible matter.
The Reston campaign says that you lack the experience to be president of the United States. What's your response to that? Congresswoman Marcus?
There was something my mother used to do whenever I started dating someone. I would tell her his name, and then she would ask, "What part of town does he live in?" That was her way of asking if my boyfriend was white.
We went through Julia Hackstaff's social media, her Tumblr, her Twitter, her Facebook, and absolutely nowhere was there any reference whatsoever of social justice, of Huawei, of China, of this hearing in particular. There was nothing. What motivates someone like that to come to a protest like this? Could Huawei in fact be paying her to do this? It seems like it's not that far off. Now you'll see here, when the cameras approach and start asking her questions, she immediately leaves. She hides. Huawei represents an existential threat to the security of democracy in Canada, to our place in the Five Eyes intelligence community, and indeed to the security and privacy of all Canadians on a personal level. Huawei wants access to all of our digital information. They want to be the ones controlling access to information. As 5G becomes more and more available to Canadians, Huawei wants to make sure that they fill up that market. And it seems like Justin Trudeau is all too eager to let them have access to everything. It's already started up north with 4G. If Huawei is indeed paying these protesters, as it looks like they are, one of them is actually an actor, and that's the only one that we've been able to confirm so far. If Huawei is paying actors to spread propaganda within Canada, to mislead Canadians into thinking that Huawei is just this angelic, perfect company, how far will they go to mislead Canadians and take advantage of us? If you think that this is outrageous, please go to banhuawei.com. That's banhuawei.com and sign the petition saying we don't want Huawei anywhere near our telecom infrastructure. For Rebel News, I'm Keean Bexte. Thank you for watching our coverage here at Rebel News. Please go to banhuawei.com, sign the petition, and make sure Huawei doesn't get anywhere near our telecom infrastructure.